This is a big jobs report. Is this something, though, today's data point, one way or the other, that would change your investing outlook?
Good morning, Dom. In short, no. I think that we have had a collection of many data points this week, and we'll continue to. I think, as it has been, all eyes are on the Fed. So, barring any unexpected information that comes in, I think we expect the Fed to hold at 5.25%, 5.5% in September. We have a pause in October. We think we'll likely see a hold again in November. So what we've heard recently and the data points that have come in this week is that the Fed's restrictive policy is working the way as intended. Fed Powell has made it very clear that they're going to continue to hold until they have data points that inflation is coming down. But I think at least at the present time, it's somewhat more of the same.
All right. So your word of the day, it has to do with the Fed. I'm wondering if you could take us through why it has to do with the Fed.
Yeah, so my WEX word of the day is bus driver. So, right now, Dom, all around the country, kids are going back to school. And my oldest is in kindergarten, and the bus comes every day at 7:06 a.m. So yesterday, when I was walking him to the bus, I couldn't help but think how much his bus driver, Ms. Bev, and the Fed have in common. Ms. Bev controls the duration of the trip. She controls how bumpy or smooth a ride it will be. And importantly, she controls the confidence her passengers have in the safety of their arrival. So much like Ms. Bev, the Fed is driving the bus that we are all on, and we are completely dependent on the Fed to harness a soft landing. So, Dom, as it has been for several months and even more than a year now, all eyes are on the Fed, and we are very dependent on them as to the future direction of the market.
That's really funny you mentioned that. My daughter, Elizabeth, ironically enough, goes into her first day of first grade starting today. So that's going to be an interesting day when I get home later on this afternoon. Okay, so given the fact that the bus driver is your word of the day, how confident are you that the bus driver / Fed is going to make the markets and economy smooth for, say, the next 6 to 9 months?
I think that's the million-dollar question, right? The Fed was late on raising rates. I think it's been very clear that they're going to continue to digest various data points before they start cutting. So I think, what's the inflection point in the market to the extent that they continue to raise rates? And we heard that from Fed Chairman Bostic this week, that there's some concern that the policy has become too restrictive. So I think that we certainly, it's an important point to watch. I'm hopeful that we will have a soft landing. I think in the short term, the setup for the market, September is historically a terrible month in the market. October is historically very volatile. And all of the major indices, S&P, Dow, NASDAQ, we're still less than 5% off any 52-week high. So I think if the setup in the short term is that we're going to have volatility, I think we could see the market move lower before it moves higher. Longer term, we still believe that we're in a secular bull market. But Dom, it is a stock picker's market, so I think you have to be careful about what you're buying and why you're buying it.